Okay, hello. Long time no video. Okay, so not a lot. There's not a lot up front that's changed. Nothing's changed up front. I got a thing here. Like I've been blowing the basement out. Like I got a fan because there's a lot of humidity down there and there's no airflow. So I put a fan there. And then like every time I come walking up through here to go sit down here, drink some water and take a break, I walk by and I'm getting this cold blast of air blowing at me. I'm like, damn, I feel like standing in front of it, cooling off, but I want to sit down and drink water. But then I get to thinking, I was like, okay. So I piped it over here and up under there to get the concrete cool and so it's a little cooler over here, but it loses a lot. The fact that it's still cool when it gets here is interesting because it's losing a lot of the cool on the way from the basement over to there. Like it's pretty cool coming out of there. The basement's it's almost cold. It's almost air conditioned and cold. It's just humid. So it's got to be losing a lot of heat through here, a lot of cold through here. Which, if I buried it, the ground is going to be colder anyway, depending on how deeper I bury it. And then it'll get cold from the air blowing through it. So that should probably get cooler, and that's just a test idea. Because then I'm thinking I will put dig down here. I got marble around here. Keep that in mind. I got a bunch of pieces of marble around there. Okay, so I dig a path here down to here, and then I'm putting in a patio here. and then come in under here and then up to the table I put at the patio. And if it holds the cold, then it should be like a little place, it's hot, but it's always a little cooler around the table. Might even be a good deal cooler, or I'll keep fucking with it until I do whatever I do. Okay, so this is my thing. And I'm trying to do this so you see the brick and the concrete, like the concrete pieces mixed with the brick and the polished quartz. And these little pillars, because I was just going to do the concrete or whatever, and I was like, well, no, do your pretty thing, think of something. And I was like, oh yeah, because see, I'm trying to move that thing, get rid of it, and I was like, man, that's going to be a pain in the ass, but it's got to go. And I was like, nah, well, shit, not if everything I'm using, not if I build something down here with the same stuff. I only got to move it from here to here, and then it's not sitting around being junk. So so it's going to come up to about there, and this will come up, and then I'm going to lay them marble on top. I might even come higher, I don't know, just see. And then put the marble on top, and then pots with cool plants and designs. And metals, my ideas and stuff. But then I want to do like a patio. Like I got, that stuff's dirty, that rock. But it's prettier when it's not. And I got tons of it underneath that tree over there. So I'm thinking of laying it down, like doing a brick circle, if I got enough bricks, and then putting the rocks in the middle, and then like loosen the soil up and water it down, and then like put a carpet over the rock and tamp it down to get them all level. And so it'll just be like this groovy patio. But then this guy down the street, he just gave me a bunch of really cool, like 3/4 inch glass. And so I might do the light thing in it too, you know, do the lights underneath with using the glass, or I might use them over on the other thing. But anyway, I mean, I'm gonna throw some lights in here too, one way or the other. And I'm trying not to think of doing one of them rock mosaic pictures with these rocks. Because, you know, I'll be here all year and I got all these other projects. So I'm trying to ignore that. But then I started thinking, well, if I get them down and then I can do my hallucination thing, you know, I can find a picture in the rocks that are just laying there. And so then I only move around so many of them to bring something out of it. You know, I mean, I'm gonna be thinking like that. So if something easy pops up and it's like, you know what, if you start fucking moving those rocks around for about 3 hours, you can come up with a design, then I might do it. But I'm not gonna do like some photograph or some picture or try to do something because it's too time intensive. It's too thought intensive. But if I can keep it simple, I might do something. And then, you know, whenever I want to do like a whole gazebo thing over top of it or whatever. But then, and then, okay, but see, when I do the dig for the pipes here, I'm going to dig enough to put 2. So it's coming in and going out. So in the summer, and I build a gazebo top over it, and it'll get all hot in the winter inside it. You know, maybe put some wood chip heater, you know, if I could heat inside of it. So then I got cold air coming out, cold table in the summer, and then drawing the hot air and pumping it into the basement during the winter. And then 2 pipes so that I'm not drawing cold air. You know, I'm drawing warmer air out of the basement and pumping it back in rather than pumping in cold air from outside and just drawing it inside, and it'll lose most of its heat by the time it gets inside. and then I did this, cleaned that all up. I'm really happy with all this. See, look at all the tomatoes are coming. I've eaten a couple of them. They weren't that good, but they were early. Oh, there's one. But it's like they're really good. They have some a chemical in them, or a health compound, liponol or some shit like that. Really good for me. And it's the red. And the more ripe they are, the stronger they are. And so I'm not going to pick, you know, I picked the other ones, they weren't ripe, but I'm going to let the next ones start to ripen all the way up, or ripen further. Plus I got like right here in my backpack a bunch of dumpster tomatoes and milk and salmon and cheese. Nice fucking hit. And these is all the watermelons and cantaloupes. I haven't looked hard, but I haven't seen any fruit, but there's probably some little teeny ones in there. But that thing is just like, and I did all, I mean, it's all weedy and nasty. Now it's all got wood chips and wood chips down there. And I think hopefully I'll get all these weeds cleaned up and probably order, you know, another truckload of chips and put some chips down here. Unless I decide not to, but I like it over here, and it's cooler over here just because it's the shady part of the house. By the time I get outside, this is shady, and it's just cooler and nicer, and it's like I ignore it, you know, when it was bad grown over, you know, and it still is. There's still a lot more to do. All that shit up there. And I'm good at ignoring shit, you know. Instead of like feeling like man, you know, I'm a shitty caretaker. You know, it's like, no, I do plenty of good. You know, I don't let myself get dragged into it. But boy, does it put you in a good mood when you start cleaning it up. You know, when you start getting ahead of it, and then because you do have your guard up. You know, when stuff's a mess, it sits there and bugs you whether you know it or not. And then it relieves. And but yeah, I mean, I'm like into this side of the house, cleaning up the pond. There's paths back there. There's a lot of nice stuff. And so like having it all cleaned up along with everything I'm doing over there, that's gonna feel like fucking, man, I'm like I'm on top of the fucking world. Because I am on top of the world. But, you know, it's like, it's not even me, you know. It's like, there's always that asshole in the back of your head. You know, that person that's going to come and see all the great stuff you did and then come back here and see some weeds and go, oh man, what a loser, you know. And like, well, that's just the way I am. The idea that I could bring that person would come here and be looking for the fucking, come on, there's got to be something I can tell everybody this guy's a loser for, and they can't fucking find it. See, this is a mess. It's like I got all these messes, but underneath them is like you clean it up and the ideas and what's already started and so that's what I was talking to you about. You gotta love what you're doing at the end of the day enough to can't wait to get up the next morning and go to the next level. And if you're doing that, you just feel good all the time. I mean, if it gets ahead of you, I mean, sometimes I do, you know, there was a lot of work over there. There was just, you know, it was just cleaning up. You know, it's great too, especially since there's all this cool shit underneath. But it's there's nothing like where I'm at on that over there, you know. And then what I get to do tomorrow, like everything I get to do for a while on that, I'll be getting new ideas. I won't be able to. I'll like, oh man, when I eat dinner, I'll be just like, fuck the assholes of the world. You fucking lose, you know. Because that's really all they're trying to do is take away your good day, ruin your fucking day, you know. And they think, yeah, but that's the same thing I'm doing. I mean, I'm trying to ruin their fucking day, and I'm going to do it too. I think I got everything for this, but now I got the glass, and I haven't measured it or anything, but it's like 4 foot tall, 3 foot tall, 2.5, 3 feet wide, 3/4 inch thick, that kind of green blue glass, and the neighbor had it like sitting up next to his fence by his trash cans, you know. It's like he's finally out mowing his grass. And I asked him about it, and he's like, well, he gave it to the neighbor next door already, who's like, I don't know, me and him, whatever. Me and his wife get along, and I think he don't like it, which is probably good. It probably shows he's getting jealous, and that means they probably got a pretty good, you know, relationship. So, and she's real nice, but I was like, oh man, I don't want to step on his toes. So I told him, I said, if I can have it, if you talk to him, because he's like, well, I gave it to him a couple months ago, and I want it out of here. I was like, well, I don't want to piss him off, because I don't have no problem with him. I don't think he likes me, but his wife's pretty cool to talk to, and then, but he was like trying to give it to me. He's like, fuck this guy. He said he's gonna get it out of here, and he's got kids, and So I told him, I said, well, if you talk to him and he don't want it, put he had like a cone, one of them orange cones you put by the road when your car breaks down or when they're doing work. I said, move that over and put it in front of the glass, and I'll come get it. And I rode up there last night, and it wasn't there. I was like, ah. So then tonight I went back with a $100 bill. Was going to say, well, would it change the equation if I bought it? You know, then you can just tell him somebody bought it. You didn't come get it, and somebody wanted it, and I sold it to him. So I rode back up there, and the orange cone was in front of him. I was like, all right. So then I knocked on the door, and his kids were there. He wasn't. And so I gave the $100 bill to the kid and said, give it to your dad. I know he gave me the stuff for free, but I'm in such a good mood seeing that orange cone sitting there that and I got this $100 bill been sitting in my wallet because I use credit cards for everything, and it's been in there for years. So just give it to him. That made me feel okay. I got the rats. I can't eat this shit, would kill me. But the rats like that kind of shit. And this, man, they throw away this. It's like they throw away the most of eggs and salmon, and that's like the only proteins I can eat. And it's cold. It just came out. I mean, that's why I go at 6:30, because that's when the meat guy comes. He comes at like 6. And so the shit is like, I could have bought it earlier today, because it just expired. The sell by date just expired, which it's like sell by this date, which will give the customer time for it to sit in their refrigerator for a week or so. There's nothing wrong with it, and it's like I'm always getting it like right when I'm running out of the last salmon batch. There'll be a pile of salmon. And so let me see. But there was some more thing I was going to show you. The milk. It's usually good. It's always good, actually. I just say usually because it seems like it should be bad, or sooner or later I should run into some bad milk. But it's cold too. I mean, I know when to go. And I got the tomatoes and some French. I don't know if I have to look at the ingredients. I don't know if I can eat that. But the sour cream and some mozzarella cheese. Okay. There's that. What the fuck was I going to show you? I wanted to show you something inside. The rats are doing fine. I even see them a little more. What the fuck was I going to show you? Okay, it was this way. Oh, yeah. Just some simple thing. I might even have showed it to you, but I don't think I showed you anything inside. But like, it was tough in here with the heat and the humidity. That's why I put the fan in the basement. It's like maybe the humidity from there is coming up here. So let's see if I. But then I put that. Like you hear that sound. That's like there's a fan on the other end of that pipe, and it's sucking up like that. The heat air rises. The hot air rises. So all the hottest air is up on the ceiling, except for the fans blowing it back fucking down. And when I turn the fan off when I'm not in here because it's too hot without it, and just that thing going, it actually cools it down pretty good. But it's totally changed. It's like been in a much better mood for since I put that in, because it really draws all the heat out of here. It doesn't draw what I eat, but it changes the equation. Like, so fun stuff. There's really nothing. I mean, all I've been doing is working on the side of the house, and a lot of it's been like not show off material. But today was show offy enough. I figured it would be by the end of the day. There's your little collection, your little genie bottles. Okay, bye.